Okay, very good. Thanks again, Joe. In the meantime, we're calling the RocCityNet, which meets at 7:30 p.m. local time on the WR2AHL repeater system. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. The RocCityNet meets on this frequency every Sunday evening at this time to allow amateurs to pass items they wish to buy, sell, or trade, or pass along other pertinent information to the amateur radio community, and also to promote harmony and fellowship in the hobby. When checking into the net, please give my call in to IZX. Let up on the mic, make sure you're not doubling, followed by your call sign, and the word traffic if you have any, and then we'll take stations with traffic. Of course, we'll let all stations have a few words on the net, unless they're in a hurry. So, check-in number 1, we have K2ZX. Who else do we have?
KD2NAN signing in.
What's that call again, please?
Kilo Delta 2 November Alpha November, KD2NAN. Joe here from Farmington.
Okay, net acknowledges KD2NAN. Good evening. Who else?
KC2GTF.
KC2GTX? S or X?
Golf Tango Astor. All portable and e-track.
Okay, you're kind of noisy. Come again with your call, please. The noise got you.
Yeah, sorry, Lynn. Portable here, and East Rochester. Kilo Charlie 2, Golf Tango Astor.
GTO. They were good cars. Probably don't see many around here. No problem. And happy Father's Day to you. Anyone else?
WR2AHL repeater.
K2NAX, Lynn. Jim and Henrietta.
N2NNF, Don and New Macedon.
KG2, DWS, Dennis Webster.
KD2, CTZ. Don, also in Webster.
All right, let's hold it right there. We have the following. KD2CTC. AX, I think. We have GTO, KC2, KD2NAN, and K2ZX. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, very good, Lynn. Yeah, I'm coming in. It's portable here. K2ZX in the portable in North Greece here. Good to have you in here. Hello to everybody on the net. Had a great time over at Gannett Hill over the weekend. That was a lot of fun. A little hot out. Storms came through earlier today. That was a little interesting here. Was out, came home, the dog was kind of nervous. But otherwise, we're just kind of hanging out here and watching the end of the U.S. Open here. So nothing much more to add, and we'll turn it back to net control and to IZX in the RocCityNet K2ZX.
Good, thank you, Joe. KD2NAN, good evening.
Good evening, one and all. This is KD2NAN. I haven't been on the net couple of past about 3 weeks, so I've been out of town. I went on vacation, just so you guys know. I was in Delaware, Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and I actually set up my base station out there with my buddy pole. I think I posted some pictures. I tell you what, the 40 meters and 20 meters was smoking. It was coming all over the place. I made total about 15 contacts in the 2 days. But good transmission, running 100 watts. I only had about 18 feet in the sky, but it was doing a good job. Over.
Yeah, I haven't been on much. I got some minor antenna issues here, but that's in process. Very good. Good to hear you. Next we have GTO. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Len, and happy Father's Day to everybody on the net. Just over at my brother's with my dad for Father's Day. Hit Canary Islands this weekend. That was kind of cool. And Tony yesterday, portable camp. So you guys good. Sounds like you guys had a good time. Looking forward to field day next weekend. That's all I got, Len. I'll give it back to you from KC2CTO for the K2 eyes that I have.
Yeah, very good. Take care, and happy Father's Day, who of all fathers on frequency. K20X, go ahead, Jim.
All right, thanks, Len, and happy Father's Day to everyone on the net. And I didn't make it down to the AWA, but I tried to work them on 40, and there was just too much noise. And I could hear people talk to the AWA station, the /70 station, but I couldn't make it in there. And tried 3 or 4 different times, but to no avail. But sounds like they made plenty of contacts. I'd like to get a report from them, so I'll probably end up going to the meeting on Tuesday just to hear how it went. And with that, Lynn, take it K2NAX.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Jim. Don, CTC, how are things in where life is worth living?
KD2CDZ, good evening, Leonard, everyone else on the net. Just wanted to say hi and give you one for the count. Haven't done anything too spectacular this week. Just getting ready for field day this week. Back to you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. The net next Sunday, everyone will be tuckered out. Yep, I've been in field day over a few years with my old 440S with NS90 and company. And there you go. I had a ball in 80 meters the first year. I was just plowing right through the phone band like it was nothing. Okay, who else do we have this evening for the RocCityNet? The N2IZX Net Control.
N2IZX, this is KA2CGB.
N2IZX, KG2 DWS, Dennis Webster.
Okay, what was the call again, Dennis? KD2 GWS?
KG, Kilo Golf 2, Delta Whiskey Sierra.
Okay, we'll take you first. KG, I didn't know they were up in the KGs already. Oh, that's right. GWS, go ahead, Dennis.
Hey, Roger, Lynn. Yeah, no, I requested that call sign so I could get my initials in there. Nothing much going on out here in Webster. Just watching the thunderstorm going through. Got the antenna down. Just hanging in there waiting for field day. That's about it, Len. Kilo Golf 2, Delta Whiskey Sierra, back to net control.
Okay, very good. That's right. I knew there was someone in the G's. Okay. Next, KA2CTV. Good evening.
Good evening. It's Brian in Fairport, and don't really have a whole lot to report on in terms of ham activities other than it was a very busy ham weekend, and that's a good thing. Made a bunch of Qs here from home. There were a couple of active QSO parties that were fun to dish points to. There was the RDXA Stroke 70 event that caught some time, caught some attention. And then, of course, there were some people that went up to Gannett Hill and had a great time. So those people were all busy, and then, of course, this repeater was shut down for about 5 hours because somebody had their transmitter stuck in an on position. I think it was a base station, but oh well. People need to learn about that. Other than that, no, it's looking forward to field day. It's going to be a wet Friday, a wet Sunday, but a nice and dry Saturday. At least that's the way it appears. So looking forward to this. You all take care. 73, back to net control. This is KA2CGB.
Very good, K2CGB. Good evening. Well, you can't believe the weatherman, although they're better than they used to be. Check the forecast come Friday, because then you'll know more. It could change. I doubt we'll ever get it, but who knows? We could get a foot of snow, but anything's possible in Rochester. Who else do we have for the Rock City Net? Call N2IZX.
N2IZX, WA2 GSL.
Gulf X-Ray Lima, is that the call? WA2GXL?
Whiskey Alpha 2 Gulf Sierra Lima.
Okay, you're all alone. WA2GSL, good evening.
Good evening, Ed in Farmington. Just got back from a 7,300-mile round-trip cross-country trip, and just checking in here, see how things are going, and wondering if W2LB is here also. Go ahead.
Haven't heard Larry yet. Which way, you went across, obviously. Did you go the middle route, the northern route, the southern route, and or what?
Well, we took the southern route down, went through Phoenix, and then stopped to see a friend there, and then went up through the Painted Desert, Utah, across Idaho, into Oregon to see my wife's daughter, and then we came back via the northern route. We went 90 back, so we went through Montana and Wyoming, stopped at Yellowstone, did a little bit of that, went to where else did we go? All through South Dakota, Sturgis, Deadwood, Badlands, that sort of thing. So I had a great trip. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been across twice, and I've seen a lot of that Painted Desert. Used to have family in Phoenix. Till 60 years ago when Dad passed away, my stepmother moved back to Pennsylvania. Yes, Yellowstone, we were there. We were supposed to have been there 3 days, but the mosquitoes were so bad we left. And did see Rapid City, Deadwood, Mount Rushmore, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, and went from Wisconsin home in 1 day in 1963 with no expressway. So, and we had a camper. That was fun. So, glad you had a good trip. Welcome back to Rochester, and 7-3s for now. Who else do we have?
N2IZX. This is N2TOX.
QZX. This is AC2QZ.
N2TOX and AC2QZ. TOX, you're first. Go ahead.
Okay, Len. Just wanted to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. And I want to give it a shout-out to Joe, K2ZX, for getting me out to Gannett Hill the other day. So, much appreciated to him. That's all I got. So, back to the net. N2TOX.
Yeah, I should go out there. With Joe so close, I should do a little more participation. He was here yesterday, looked at my antenna. He's going to fix it. Needs a part. He's got to call High Gain tomorrow. Very good. QZ, good evening.
Good evening. Just checking in to say hi to everybody. And yes, it's finally raining here in the last 5 minutes.
What's that in the last 5 minutes?
Finally got that little rainstorm.
Yeah, it was in the 90s, and of course we're still running the air. I must feel like turning up more, but then they whine. Someone in this house turns it down to 66 and it just runs all day, doesn't shut off. I keep telling people you can't do that. You're not accomplishing anything. It can only pull the house down to 68. They don't pay the bill, so there you go. But it's supposed to be cooler tomorrow. And I think we needed a little rain to keep the grass growing. Who else do we have this evening?
N2IZX, this is KD2DKB in Rochester, New York.
Hey, Mitch, how are you? You're alone. Go ahead.
Roger. I just want to say hello to everyone. My birthday is tomorrow, so we were starting to celebrate a little early, but I'd like to celebrate my birthday on Field Day. At Field Day, the same day. So, but other than that, everything's okay. Did some work around here today and got some stuff done, and that's about it. Back to you, Lynn. N2IZX, K2DKB.
Yeah, it's always the fourth weekend, Mitch. There's no way the 19th could be on a fourth weekend, unfortunately. Good to hear you. And you have a good evening. Who else do we have this evening? Who else do we have for the RocCityNet? Call N2IZX.
W2HYP.
Hey, Mike, how are you? Go ahead.
I am good, and good evening to the net. I have a few words, if I can talk for just a couple minutes. And I got to talk about the stuck mic problem that we've been encountering on the repeater. We seem to be having almost 2 to 3 occurrences per month, which ties up the system, which makes it render it useless. What people have to understand, you have a responsibility as radio amateurs, whether or not you're in a mobile environment or a fixed station. In other words, you're operating from your car or you're operating from a base station. You're in total control of your amateur station. So if you're in a car, and this has been going on for quite some time, we got folks that are driving around not using a very simple microphone clip, which means you hang your microphone up when you're done using it. You don't put it in a coffee cup holder. You don't throw it on your dash. You don't put it under the seat. You don't sit on it. And you don't wave it out the window. So you have a proper attachment for the microphone so the PTT on the microphone is not pressed inadvertently. Also, crossband repeaters, people using crossband, using radios that are completely unattended. You have to, by law, be full control of that radio. You cannot leave a crossband repeater running on a repeater, leave, go somewhere, drive around, leave it on all night because you're not in control of it. So you have to be in total presence of a crossband repeater using VHF and UHF radios. And please don't leave your radios on and unattended in your car. Inadvertently, they could get keyed up. They could lock up the repeater, and then we've had at least 2 to 3 per month. And the last one, I guess, from what I'm reading, was lasted over 5 hours. Absolutely unheard of. I've never seen this kind of operation in quite some time. So, guys and gals, please be attentive of what you're doing, and we got to avoid this because it's getting to be a problem.
Right. And I could not keep this mic keyed for more than 2 minutes because it's got such a strong spring, and I do have that clip in my van that I hang it on. It was part of the radio. Very good, Mike. Good to hear our Yankees are choking, but I hope it's temporary. And they keep bringing Sessa up, and he just can't cut it. Bring someone else up instead, but that's a discussion for another day. Good to hear you. Have a good week. And who do we have next?
GSO with a comment to add.
GSO, go ahead.
Just to add to what Mike said, you know, there's absolutely no reason for it. Number one, but there certainly is absolutely no reason for it when you consider that I don't have a lot of 2-meter experience. I just got on 2 meters a little while back, but both of my 2-meter radios have a transmit timeout, and you know, if you set your transmit timeout to say 2 minutes, and you're rambling on a little bit, well, one of mine says transmit timeout is approaching or whatever it says. I can't remember. But, you know, if it keys off, just key it back up again and continue your conversation. But if you use transmit timeout, that sort of thing can happen. Over.
Exactly. And the only one who timed it out on purpose was Ray, but he was always checking the time. He was the MYG, he was the official timer outer checker. But he was doing that on purpose because he liked to yak, which nothing wrong with it. Okay, being as it may, who else do we have this evening?
WR2AHL repeater.
Vector Echo 3, India, Quebec, uniform. Reg, Radio Echo Germany is the name, and I'm located 16 kilometers south of Trenton on Weller's Bay.
Yes. Good evening, Reg. And the last time I ran the net, you and I chatted. Saw things up there in Canada.
Well, I thought it was going to storm here earlier on in the day, but all we got was a few raindrops and some heavy overcast for a while, and now the sun is out again, just the way we like it. Anywho, glad to hear everybody on the net tonight. I've been listening for a while, but in the middle of preparing dinner. So, back to you there, and yeah, I remember talking to you, I think, on more than one occasion. V3I, Q and ear.
And obviously can't hear you on the input, but you're full scale in the repeater, Reg.
What's this call sign again?
VE3 India.
Timeout, gotcha.
He's a fair piece from even me. But the water's helping him.
No, the timeout timer got you. When you were telling me the call sign, it got you.
His call is VE3IQU.
Roger. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
Okay, very good. Anything to add, Reg?
Just to let you know that the repeater in here tonight is running S5 to 6. So, pretty good signal out of Bristol.
Very good, Reg. Good to hear you. And we'll chat with you next time I'm running the net, if not before. Who else do we have this evening?
KD2, LGX, Larry. Present QTH is Rochester.
KD2LGX. Go ahead, Larry.
Well, good evening, everybody here. Let's see. I'm just visiting my wife at St. Anne's home. She got out of the hospital after a motor vehicle accident. Let's see. She got in the accident 27th of May, so I haven't had much time on the air. I try to make as much time as I can for playing ham radio, but she comes first. So I'm here, and I cooked her dinner, and I said, hey, hold on. Let me go out in my mobile here for talking the net a little bit. So hope everyone's well out there. And I got my amplifier for 2 meters up and running, and just making some final touches to it. So back to net, KD2LGX.
Very good, and hopefully your wife will be home soon. And hopefully she'll make a full recovery. And good to hear you. All right, who do we have next? We'll make this the final call for the RocCityNet call in to IZX.
You around, Joe? KC3RF.
Come again, please.
Sounded like Nelson was in there.
Yeah, but that didn't sound like him, though. That's why I question it. They were using his call, but that did not sound like Nelson.
That wasn't Nelson.
I didn't think so. That's why I question it. Anyone else?
This is whiskey number 3, Oscar Alpha Bravo.
W3OAB, go ahead. And Joe and I have a question for you.
Okay, fine business. We're trying to get everything together for field day. The RDXA is going to have, on Tuesday night, the RDXA meeting is going to concentrate on field day preparation and everything like that. If anybody wants to stop by and see, we're going to probably have a small presentation by Jeff Ocklett on the nuances of the K3 radio. We're going to be having 3 K3s at field day this year, 2 on CW and 1 on phone. And Jeff is going to present on his experience with the K3 and how to operate it during field day. So back to net, W3OAB.
Very good. Very good, John. Just a side note. Joe, did you want to talk to John about the antenna after or what? That was the person I was hoping would check in, Joe.
Yeah, let me give him a call. W3OAB K2ZX.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, John, the DX88 to high gain there. Boy, pretty poor design on the bottom of that thing, holding that thing up. I think it's should be a little heavier than what it is, but where Lynn's is broken is the top insulator with the 3 holes, that plastic insulator. It's cracked and the antenna's leaning. And I got to call. I don't see I downloaded the parts, download on the parts on it, but I don't see the part number for that. But that needs a new, that plastic piece, John, with the 3 screws that hold it down.
Yeah, I'm looking at the DX88 picture that's in as you know, MFJ bought High Gain. So High Gain is like a partner of MFJ. The top section of the antenna has a little insulator with 2 trombone capacitors on either side of it, and that little insulator and coil assembly is what you're talking about. Needs to be replaced.
Not the bottom one. It's the one that's not the top of the antenna, but the top. With the top insulator. It's at the bottom of the antenna, but just above the U clamps. But there's the bottom insulator, where the coax goes into. That's come out a little bit, but I think that'll go back down. But then it goes through up to the second part. It's a little plastic insulator with 3, bolts that hold that in, and that's cracked, and that's why it's leaning.
Well, if you go to the MFJ, website and then go to the high gain part of the MFJ website, you can get the entire assembly manual for it, and they were able to sell me one of the low insulators that was part of the 80-meter trap assembly. They were able to sell that to me, pieces, parts, even though it's not listed in the manual per se. It's listed as an entire assembly in the manual, but they were able to sell me pieces, parts for a given assembly, and I was able to get that insulator and replace the cracked insulator It's at the very bottom, and it's on the long. It's the 80/40 meter assembly with the very long trombone capacitors on it. I think is what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just where it comes through. Where it comes through, where it mounts to the pipe. To keep it from hitting, the metal, obviously. and that's cracked. Cheap design, though, boy. That antenna is not very light. With all the traps on it. I don't know. That's kind of a. May have to reinforce that a little bit. I think I know. I got an idea of what to do. I may use a poly type plate and put bigger U-bolts through there, but I got to get that part for him. But I'll go check that. I appreciate the information, K2ZX.
WR2AHL repeater.
Yeah, what I did was I downloaded the whole PDF, and then I pulled out that. I made it with a phone call, of course. I pulled out that assembly by number from the PDF on the antenna, and then I called MFJ/high gain, and I talked directly to somebody, and I said I need to get a parts breakdown on this assembly, and then he emailed me another PDF which was much more detailed on the exact makeup of the assembly and every individual part in the assembly, and I was able to get the coil form, and I was able to use the actual internals of the coil and wrapped it around the new coil form and reassembled all the pieces.
You still have the PDF file, John, that they sent you?
I'd have to check around, but I think it would be easier to get them to do it rather than to have me find it. I think that the upstream expediency of just calling them up is much better than me digging around through. It might be several computers ago when that stuff came down.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. That's not a big. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll probably do it at work tomorrow. I'll find some time at lunchtime to give them a call. Okay, I appreciate that, John. Thank you very much. And I'll turn it back to Lynn. Good to hear you in there. The 2IZX, K2ZX.
Very good. Thank you guys both for helping me out. And John, I hope, you saw it, that thing can be reinforced at the bottom. That's the biggest problem with that whole thing, is that bottom part. Otherwise, it's been good for, let's see, Dwight assembled it in 1991, so it's been around a while. Okay. In any event, any other check-ins for the RocCityNet? Call in to IZX.
Recheck?
Go.
Hi, this is KD2DKB. If anybody out there can help me out with a ride to Field Day, I'd be more than willing to try to make it worth your while. I want to go to Field Day and help out and participate in that, but I won't have a ride there if somebody can help me out with that.
Is there anyone on frequency that could give Mitch a ride to Field Day?
KD2NA, and when is Field Day anyway?
The 23rd, 24th, and 25th. No, excuse me, 24th and 25th. This coming Saturday.
The location?
Well, it depends who you go with. The only one I've heard of is Webster Park with RDXA.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, if they can post it on the RocCityNet, I'll look into it. If I go there, I'll let you know. I can let you know Thursday for sure. But if I'm going, I got no problem giving anybody a ride.
All right, I'd be definitely willing to make it worth your while.
What's your QTH? Where do you live?
Okay, I live in Rochester, on the city's east side. I think you live right down the street from me, don't you?
Negative. I live in Farmington, but there's no problem. I'll go up that way anyway. I got no problem picking you up. Like I said, if I go, for sure, I'll let you know, because I had some previous commitments that I did cancel. I got to make sure we have nothing else. And definitely, if I go there, I'll give you a holler Thursday to let you know, and I'll pick you up. Just send me your, look me up at QIZ and give me your address there. I'll be glad to pick you up.
All right, Roger. I can do that. I really appreciate that.
No No problem, bud. We can be there all day, whatever. If I leave, I come back and pick you up. I got no problem with that. It's no big deal to me.
Sure. Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah, I used to have a logging program for field day in the old Goss days, and one day I brought the old, if I participated with anyone, I would probably either I'd have to have someone be a logger, or I would bring my good old manual typewriter. That's what I did one year, which probably still works. You just wrote the call signs down, or I could use my laptop too. But in any event, have fun. Who do we have next?
W3MJH.
MJH, good evening.
NT2OX, you still out there? Or, yeah, N2TOX, you still out there?
Yeah, Mike, I think that's you, W3MJH and 2TOX.
Yeah, when are you intending on going to field day?
I'm open either day. Whatever day the weather is going to be better, that's the day I'd like to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am going down on Friday to help John help set some things up or whatever, but if you guys want to go on Saturday, I can, when I head out from here on Saturday morning, I can pick you up and I can pick up Mitch.
That's fine with me, Mike.
That'll work too.
Okay, I'll probably be with the GOTA station most of the day, but I don't intend on staying overnight. I intend on coming home and getting a nice shower and sleeping in my comfy bed. So, but if you want, I'll make sure there's room in the truck, and away we'll go.
Okay, I'll get back to you later in the week. Send you an email, text, or something like that, and we'll confirm that or something. But, well, what time do you think in the morning? In the morning, Saturday?
Well, I'd like to be there by 8 o'clock, so I'll probably say we set out maybe a little early, but probably around 7 o'clock or so.
Okay, well do. We'll get a hold of you later on in the week here. N2TOX, go ahead, Mitch, if you got anything.
Roger, that'll work because we live real close to each other. It takes me about, 3-4 minutes to walk from my house to his house?
It'll take me all of 10 minutes to stop by, pick up Rick, and then go over and get you, and then it's just down the road to the expressway and up to the park.
Okay, yeah, see, that'll work. Roger.
Okay, back to net control. I'm good. W3MJH.
E2DKV.
Okay, very good. Any other stations for the RocCityNet? Call N2IZX. Okay, we'll make this the final call for the RocCityNet. Call N2IZX. Well, considering it was Father's Day and most people are with their fathers today, unfortunately, I'm not one of them. But in any event, it was good running the net, and we had 17 stations this evening. So we'll close the RocCityNet at 8:10 p.m., and I believe your net control next week is Jeff. So 7-3s, that's W2JTF. 7-3s, N2IZX. Have a good week.